Welcome back, this is Teaching Turtle with another Etheria Restart video. Today we have a Ember Trek guide for normal 36 Phoebe and Febian. So with the cards for pretty much every Ember Trek boss, you do not want to give the opponent speed up, or you do not want to give yourself a speed down. So we're going to choose the other three. Now these for Febian are very specific to this boss. There's this day and night mode, and you can switch between the modes when you castle. So on your turn, what you can do is, whenever it's your character's turn, you can press R or press this button here, and what that's going to do is it's going to consume your own turn, and then the boss is going to change from the day to night or vice versa. Day mode buffs the adds, while night mode has very strong damage from Febian herself. After you switch, there's a cooldown, and also it resets her aura buff. So that's the mechanics of this fight. One of the main strategies is, other than obviously just beating it down, killing her super fast, is you can stall and kill off 3 of the 4 adds. I usually like to leave 1 pawn or bishop and then kill the 2 knights, but you can leave a knight, that's totally fine too. So the stall strategy is where you have a Vice or Lowan to permataunt the boss, and then you're going to use your regular damage dealers, preferably single target actually, so that you are dealing damage to the boss at a low percentage while she has this really high defense aura. And then you just leave the 1 add on the side alone. What that does is it basically lets you heal up in between, and you can slowly whittle down the boss. It might take a while, but it's doable on auto with selecting the main boss as the primary target. If you do this, you need to make sure you don't have AoE, or you need to be very selective of when you switch back and forth. Now another strategy is also, after you have whittled down the boss to maybe like 40% or less, you can kill the last add, then burst down the boss, and then after the new adds spawn, then you can switch to night mode, and you'll take a bunch of damage, potentially getting a CC'd, and then you have a few turns so the boss doesn't do too much damage to you that you can try to kill her. In night mode, you'll do more DPS because there's no adds on the side, which give her the armor buff. Alright, so that's the main strategy. Here's a sample stall team: Lily, Lilium, Plume, Linglo, and Vice. Alright, the Vice is needed to taunt the boss, and Vice needs max S1 to make that viable. If your Vice is worse and doesn't have as much effect accuracy, what you can also do is you can twin trick the Vice and play on manual, and that's another way to cheese a lot of these bosses. See, the other method is you want to just AoE bum rush with potentially some heals like this, and as long as you can deal enough damage to the boss between these by killing the adds, then it can work out. So if you're a newer player, you probably won't be able to bum rush the boss. You won't have good enough stats. So the Vice strategy is the recommended one. Alright, so here's my team comp. Obviously, you can change out the Lilium for editing. The Lily is just fast, and then you have some bulk. So I have a bunch of HP and defense there. Lilium's going to be full offense, like normal. Plume is going to be enough effect accuracy plus some bulk, and then preferring some speed. Instead of Artisan, you can put some other generic effect accuracy kind of related shell, like a Halloween or a Jackal Guard or a Codex or Gigabyte. All those work. Swift Time Weave would be preferable for this fight. The Linglo is just a really basic, just healing and fast. Alright, and don't forget, you can save your loadouts here, especially important for your Vice comps where you don't really want to rebuild it. You want to make sure you save the comps for the hardest ones, especially Sharon to start and a Pate. Alright, so let's start the fight. So if your Vice is not fast enough to go before the boss, you could twin trick the Vice. I'm just going to twin trick my DPS though. So you're going to S3 on the Plume, defense break. You want to taunt the boss. And then after that, with your DPS, you'll kill off the side adds. Alright, that's 2 down. Alright, so with 3 down, now I just hit the boss over and over. If you want to, you can even just auto onto the boss. You can do a slight optimization with the Vice. The Vice, if you already have taunt on the main boss, then you can taunt the side ad as well. But otherwise, it doesn't really matter too much. The main thing is you need to taunt so that the boss doesn't do their crazy hit, which is the AoE hit. And also, when they do attack with a single target and it's followed up by the knights, it only hits the Vice and not your DPS, so your DPS doesn't die. Now the reason why we're doing this is because over time the Day Aura means that all the side ads will be getting buffs of attack, defense, and effect resist over and over. Normally it's 10%, but since we chose the card at the beginning, it's a 20% buff every time the boss moves. So here I'm going to have enough damage to kill the boss before the side ad does enough damage to one-shot my guys. But at some point it will do so much damage that the side ad is almost going to one-shot you. In that case, what you do is you kill the side ad at the end, and then you switch to dark mode, and you bum rush the boss afterwards. So we can show that as well in a bit. Alright, so say that we were getting hit too much and it's getting dicey. Maybe there's too many buffs on the side ads. Then what you can do is you can transition into getting ready to switch to the dark mode. So in this case, I want to kill the side ad. And then there's a brief window of opportunity where I can do extra damage to the boss. I want to be able to use my S3 on the boss in order to do a lot of damage right before switching. Let's see. I'll just do suboptimal anyways. Okay, so it didn't kill. That's actually kind of good. So I'm getting ready. I want to make sure I can kill the side ad, use my big skill. As soon as the mobs respawn, then I switch over. Make sure I taunt the boss. So here I can kill the side ad using my my Lily's S1 with the Lilium follow-up. And then alongside that, I can use my Lilium to hit the boss after. So do this. Now I'm going to do full damage on the boss. Oh, I don't have S3. My mistake. Oh well. So you do that. And then after that, you can still hit the boss for a tiny amount. Then they spawn the ads on the very next move. And then you switch over to dark mode. When you do this, make sure you have full HP or close, because you will get hit by this AoE move right here. And it can freeze you. If the boss moves too fast and you can't handle the freeze, then you will die. So you need to be full HP to prep for that. Then at this point, then you're doing full damage again. Since you're in dark mode, there's no extra resist. So then you can just do full damage and burst on the boss before she gains the bonus damage buffs against you. Right, and that is Ember 36 normal Phoebe. You can do the same exact strategy in hard mode. There you go.